Hi everybody, happy Saturday. Sorry I've been missing in action for such a long time, but it's been a combination of things really, the weather. I know we shouldn't moan about weather. I usually moan about rain, don't I? But this has been the lack of rain and the really, really hot days, which I'm not used to. And it kind of, because I wasn't feeling top notch, it drained all the energy from me. And all I seem to do for the last 2 weeks has been sleep. Nothing majorly wrong with me, don't worry about me on that account. I've just been so tired. I mean, as you know, I have a CPAP machine and I think that's not working right, but that's between me and the hospital to sort it out, which hopefully I'll sort it out very soon. So, apart from that, I'm so sorry I've been missing. I have been doing my Saturday Live, though I've managed to drag myself around to do that. And I will be doing one tonight. That's Saturday the 28th of July, if you're not watching this on the right day. Today I can't open the windows and the doors because in the local park near me there is a festival. They call it Festwich because we're like Prestwich. They call it Festwich. And it's tribute bands, all today and all tomorrow. And all I can say is, if I was the band that they were paying tribute to, so far I would be very upset. I mean, I just had my food delivered. Yeah, I know, lazy. But, and the delivery driver said, "What on earth is that dreadful row?" And I said, "I know, we're getting old, aren't we? Because it all sounds awful. It really does sound awful." And I'm sure the people that are there are all really thoroughly enjoying it. I was so glad about half hour ago when it just came down torrential rain. I thought that'll scatter a few, That'll put a few off, but sad to say it didn't last long enough, and they've carried on. So if you can hear something faintly in the background, don't accuse me of having a radio on or anything. It's that racket in the background. I would just love to open the windows and the doors and let the air blow through. Because when it's pending thunderstorms and it's very heavy and it sort of affects you and gives you a headache, it's that kind of a day. So far today I haven't done anything really except my lovely niece, who normally takes me shopping, had taken her mum away for the week. She'll be sort of on her way back today, tomorrow, I don't know which. She's not gone with her hubby. So I just wondered what that noise was. I just realised I've got the dryer on and it's got those dryer balls in it and they're clattering around, so I'm sorry if you can hear that as well. I do seem to have some viewers who've got very good hearing. They pick up on things that I can't hear. Or maybe because it's been on a while, I've just switched off from the noise. Anyway, my lovely niece has took her mum on holiday for a week to Sicily. So, I hope she's had a good time, She's just come back from a weekend in Spain, so she's doing very well this week. Well, this holiday, isn't it? I mean, she's a teacher, or a head teacher, so she can't get away during the rest of the year because of school. So she's said this year she was going to make the most of these like summer break and get away and do things. I think she's going away with her hubby sometime as well this time, but he doesn't do abroad. He doesn't do hot. So she took her mum, which is very nice, isn't it, to take your mum somewhere. Anyway, Sue was going to come yesterday, but sadly she had as much luck at the dentist as I had. She went yesterday morning to have something sorted out, and one of her crowns or whatever had broken off completely. So they were taking out the roots, so you can imagine. She wasn't in the best frame of mind yesterday. She phoned me and said sorry she hadn't been, but she wasn't feeling up to it, and I can understand why, yeah. Nothing worse is that when I mean, I don't mind the dentist normally, but like last time I had was enough when I bit all my mouth, to remember, and I had an ulcer. But luckily she's not bitten her mouth, so she's not got that trouble, yeah. Say hello to two of my friends who are holidaying together. that's Jenny and Nicole. They're in California and having the time of their life, so I believe. Visiting Joanne's and other places that I can't visit, so I do hope they make a video and then I can watch it, you know. I do like watching videos where people go into... I don't like watching so much the yarn hauls when they're from the US, because it just shows me things I can't have, you know. But I do enjoy when people go into a yarn store and video the shelves, you know. Z's done one where she went into maybe Joann's or Michael's, I don't know which, and videoed all the, you know, the shelves full of yarn and everything. I find that very interesting because we kind of don't have anything like that over here. Just excuse me one moment while I have a sip of my energy drink, which has got a hair on it. How nice. It's one of mine. Oh, that's sort of red and sharp cherry flavoured. You may have noticed that I'm going darker by the minute. It is actually got grey, quite grey, but it's a very, very dark grey, which I wasn't really hoping for, as you probably gathered. But as they say, beggars can't be choosers. But my hair is a lot healthier now, and it's not breaking off the same. So, got to put up with one thing, haven't I? I can't be light grey. I'll have to be dark grey and lump it. Anyway, you know that you've seen this before. This is my shawl, and everybody's commented about it. And I got the yarn from Lolly's, and it was the Iron Cakes, and it was called Mania. And she didn't have any for ages, And then Sue phoned me up. Well, she didn't phone me, actually. She sent me a message. Have you noticed that Mania's back in Lolly's? So I ordered 2 packs. It doesn't seem quite as bright as mine, although I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't have as much purple showing. But they do say that these are like a kind of a seconds. When I say seconds, I don't mean the quality of the yarn. I mean the seconds in the fact that they sometimes don't have all the colours in that they're meant to have. Like that one doesn't seem to have much purple at all, although it does have a bit on the edge. But that reflects in the price, doesn't it? You only get what you pay for. If you paid in really expensive cakes, then you get all the jazzy colours. But this one's got some really nice jazzy bits there. And I'm sure that this one does as well. So I will be, when I get back to it, making a shawl to sell on Etsy, which I haven't done anything about, I must admit. I've been so lazy. I mean, underneath this is actually an order for a lady, but she said she wasn't in a rush for it because she lives in Ohio, and she didn't want it so quickly because it was too hot to wear it anyway. But I have finished it. I had to make it a little bit larger, as you can see, and she wanted a longer sleeve. I think I've probably shown you this before, but I'm sort of so brain dead I can't remember what I've shown. And then if you remember this, the grey, this is the, oh, what's it called now? Not the South Bay. I've forgotten what it's called. If you look back in one of my videos, you'll see what it's called. I made that one. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I've made it quite a few times, and I really love the pattern. So I am part way through making one in white, which is a slightly smaller version of it. I'm making it in the shoulder and style that I got on eBay last year. And this is a white one. As you can see, I still got the edging to do around the... I've done it around the sleeves. Done it around both sleeves, but I still got to do it around the fronts and to put the button on. Forgot what I was going to say for a minute now. Anyway, that's that one done. And I did order, when I was ordering from Lolly's, I did order some more. It's of the cotton. When I said that this grey cotton was kind of a bit rough first, I take it back because actually it's crocheted up really nicely. It just feels a little bit rougher in the ball because it's eco cotton. So I've got this one, which is a pale, very pale blue. I'm not sure if I'm going to make another short sleeve cardigan out of it or whether I'll attempt to make a short sleeve or a sleeveless top. I'm not sure which. But they're not for me. They won't be for me. They'll be for the shop. So we'll see how we're going with that. Those of you who watched me live last week on the Saturday, I'd started doing the Call the Midwife blanket, and because I was kind of trying to concentrate on watching what people were writing, and also I was using much finer yarn because it's a cone meant for the machine, but it's very fine. It's like a hour foreplay or maybe your fingering, I don't know. So I changed my mind about the Call the Midwife blanket because the holes in it were coming out quite large. It's a pretty pattern, but I think it needs to be done in a thicker yarn. So I started this anyway, as I've not really got an awful lot more done on it. So it's like that now. There isn't a pattern, it's just you find a shell stitch in one of your how to crochet patterns, or even on eBay, not eBay, what am I talking about? YouTube. It's just a simple, 5, well, if you're in the States, it'll be 5 double crochets in one space and a single crochet in the next. And then in the row following, you put your 5 double crochets into the one chain space. So it's like every alternative, you can see it. But it's made a nice together sort of baby blanket. And I don't think it's too frilly, even if it's for a boy. He's newborn, he'll be newborn anyway. So I started doing the knitted one, but I've only managed to do 5 squares so far. And I've got 48 squares to do. So it'll be a while before you see that. Anyway, as I said, I didn't go shopping this week. And the week before we went to another shop, so I didn't get a chance to look at any crochet books because they didn't have any crochet magazines. Well, they had one, I think, in Sainsbury's, but it wasn't one that I normally buy. So with Tesco's, you can't order like magazines and you can't order flowers online, probably because people want to choose their own, So I need to go in maybe next week, see if they've got anything new. But I got the Simply Crochet the last time I went in to Tesco, and free with it was a UK yarn shop guide, which is handy, but when you get to Manchester kind of thing, there's not a lot in it really. It's just, there's not much. Mine there's less in Wales. Well, there's even less in Ireland. I suppose it depends who's paid really to be, put in this book, doesn't it? In the north, Lollies isn't in here, so that's Scotland. The northwest, we've just got that little bit there, at the top of that there. But there is a lot for the online when you get to the back saying online shops. There's more of those than there is of anything else really. So there's more of them. Right, free with this Simply Crochet, which is issue 73. Free with it is this one, which is called Summery Shawls. If you look on eBay, people sell these, and they ask like something like about £3.50 for them, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, they were free with the magazine. Still, each to their own, I suppose. So what's in this one is City Chic. I hope you can see it. I hope the light's not bouncing. I had to put the light on because it's going a bit darker. It was blowing up for rain before, and it really did rain, but now I've got blue skies and white clouds now. But people down south, I believe, are having horrendous thunderstorms, but we've survived them so far. Or dodged them, whatever you want to say. We haven't survived them because they've not been. We've had a lot of rain, but fortunately it's been in the evenings or the night time when I've been sleeping. Well, sleeping is the operative word, trying to sleep. That's what it looks like, that shawl, like that there. Yeah. So let's have another look what we've got. We've got Sunset Beach. Sunset Beach. They're the kind of colours that Sue would like. She likes anything autumnal. It's actually along what I would call a stole. Yeah. I don't call that shape really a shawl. I call a shawl like triangular or half circular or whatever. I call that a stole. It's because I'm old fashioned, I suppose. This one is called Flower Child. It's sort of a mesh really. A mesh shawl with an edging. It's triangular. Triangular. Oh, it's getting louder, that music. Sorry folks. And that's another one that I would call a stole, because that's the shape of it along the bottom there. This is what it looks like when it's wrapped around someone. So this is a free gift that comes with the Simply Crochet. Oh, it's got another one, sorry, I beg your pardon, I thought we were over it. This one's called A Girl's Best Friend, and it's like the pineapple stitch. I think there's a better picture of the stitch. Yes, there is a better picture of the stitch. But for pineapple stitch, my favourite is still the blue Curacao shawl from Doris Chan. It's in one of her booklets. I mean, somebody asked me the other week, had I got a copy of the pattern, you know, and I won't break copyright. I'm sorry if you were the one who asked me for it, but if there's any patterns that are still, you know, in production or still within copyright, then I won't do copies. I'm sorry, I just won't. I'll tell you where it came from, I'll tell you the number of the pattern, I'll tell you the name of the book, I'll tell you everything about it, but no, I'm not distributing copies of it unless it's a very old pattern that's completely out of copyright. And they have to be quite old to be out of copyright. I know other people sell them on Etsy, you know, whatever, fair dues. I'll even point you to where you can buy one if it's on Etsy, because that's not me who's breaking the law. That's them, isn't it? So we'll see. Oh, that cherry is sharp. Oh! You know when you like it, but it sets your teeth on end because it's sharp. That's what that is. Right, we're back to the book. Simply Crochet. Issue 73. Now that, of course, isn't in the book. They never are, the first pages. I think you have to buy the kit to get that one. The pattern is available to new subscribers in a kit with all the yarn that you will need. So you have to subscribe, I think, to this magazine. And if you subscribe to this magazine for X number of issues, then you get this free kit, which is, they say, is worth, I don't know, £30, £40, I don't know. But I prefer to just buy my magazines rather than subscribe. I know I buy most of them anyway, but there's something a bit final in there about paying a subscription. Committing yourself, you know. So let's see what's in this magazine. Well, the cat's whiskers. Oh my giddy aunt. I'm sorry, but the kit costs £35. No. Let's have another look what we've got. A Day in the Country. So we've got flowers in milk bottles, and we've got a circular blanket, I suppose, that you throw on the ground. Although it would seem rather a shame to throw that on the ground, wouldn't it? But you know, each to his own. We've got a parasol that's neither used an ornament, it's just to look pretty. Wouldn't keep the sun off anything, would it? Or it wouldn't keep the rain out for sure. And that one is, they're not even barefoot sandals, are they really? They're just an anklet. This reminds me of when we were younger and the milk floats used to come and they used to deliver milk from a churn. It was a horse and cart. Yes, I am that old. Horse and cart. And they used to get a ladle and they used to ladle it into your jug, and my mum used to put one of these on the top to stop the flies getting in. That one's a kind of a shrug, although it's really only sleeves and a back, isn't it? But that's what it is anyway. I never know quite how to wear them. I want something that comes over the front. I suppose it's okay if you want to really show your dress off, doesn't it? But I can't understand what that parasol's all about. It'd be nice for a wedding, I suppose, wouldn't it? It was all in white. Cream or something, you know, just as a photo prop. Yeah, this is called Country Style. Start a new ball and the sleeves for a coordinating look. So it's obviously those cakes into where they all start the same place, which none of them ever do. So you're supposed to fiddle about here till you get them to sort out the right colours. I'm just being cynical today, aren't I? But you know what I mean. Hardly any of the cones sort out being the right colour. They're all different. You have to go through them all, don't you? To find two that's alike, yeah. Yeah, you get the kit to make this mandala waistcoat. It's worth £52 when you subscribe to this magazine. So I won't be doing that. What we got now? Bear side the seaside, not B-side the seaside. Bear side the seaside. It's quite a cute little thing, but you know my thoughts about making anything with the face. Somebody suggested I'd be alright with her not making an Amish doll because they don't have faces. This one is kind of like me. It's a sherbet fancy. It can be worn down like that, or you can tie it up, you know, into a... I'm quite into these little short sleeve jacket things, as you probably gathered. I do quite like one. Oh, I thought she'd got the same necklace as I've got, but hers says Sockster. Mine says Crochet. Oh, you can't see it behind my sun, whatever it's supposed to be. I just like the colour. I thought it went with my blouse, so that's why I'm wearing it. Yeah, I like these little short sleeved cardies. They're quite useful just to slip on when you don't want a huge cardigan, you know, but you feel the chill a bit. I always feel the chill on the back of my neck and the tops of my shoulders, you know, if I've got a dress that's low cut at the back. This one's Unicorn Magic. It's a little baby blanket with a unicorn on the top of it. Let's have another look what we've got now. I make knots. It's the, you know, those really, really thick unspun type yarns. I always think that they fluff like crazy. You know, because they're not twisted either. They're just sort of like raw. I mean, I don't mind putting a lot of threads together to make a basket, you know, a lot of strands together to make a basket, but I wouldn't like to use that, what I call like untwisted yarn, unspun yarn. This one's Peony Pops. It looks like a fabric shawl where you just stitch the peonies onto the edge of it. Hasta Fiesta. That's a bag done in the tapestry crochet. I haven't done any tapestry crochet for quite a while actually. And that's showing you a square. I think it belongs to this blanket here. I'm sorry, but I really do not want a cactus cushion. It's not appealing, is it, really? Unless you've got to think about cactus. Or cacti, should I say. What's this supposed to be? Don't know whether it's supposed to be a bookmark or what it is. It's fish anyway. Go fish. This one's quite nice, although I find it a little bit heavy on the borders and heavy on the sleeves. You know, because there's so much single crochet or double crochet if you're in the UK. Makes it look a bit heavy. Instead of being like a lacy top, it makes the borders look too big, too clumsy to me, too heavy. It looks almost like you've made it too small and you're trying to rescue it, you know? Or is it just me that does that? Right. It's in the bag. You know, they usually give somebody 2 different colours and say make something, don't they? These 2 ladies have decided to make bags. I'm not enamoured about crochet bags. They always seem to stretch like fury. Except the ones I'm supposed to be making. Which will turn out to be winter bags because they're still not lined and I've still got them on my list. You know what I'm like. You have to excuse me. That's for your, presume your sun umbrella that you put, you know, outside over the table. Did I say white clouds a moment ago? They have now turned into very dark grey clouds and it is now raining. So that was the wind soon brought those in, didn't it? This is advertising eco-friendly yarns, which are usually quite expensive. I haven't got my glasses, so you'll have to excuse me. Well, I can't wear my glasses when I'm doing a video. If I wear my glasses, I can't see you. They're only readers, you know, so they're only useful when I'm reading something small. But if I'm actually looking at you, I can't see you. Bruges crochet. I've never done that. I've never had the urge to do it. I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me at all. That's what I'm supposed to be making with my Bruges crochet. I love wall hangings, don't get me wrong. I love them, especially when they're like pseudo Aran or they're in macrame. Oh, talking about macrame, Sue's said that she's managed to make, you know, a plant pot holder, which I hope she brings with her when she's fit enough to come down. She's still got a sore mouth and bleeding at the moment. I know it's too much information, but that's the way it is. That's what's in the next issue. I quite like that one. Although I would put sleeves. I don't like things that... They're alright for the winter, aren't they? A waistcoat or a vest or whatever you want to call them. You know, when you're wearing them over a blouse or a thin sweater. But for a summer type of thing, which I think that is more, I'd like it with a little sleeve. That's a granny stripe. I presume they're teaching you how to do the stitch. And... oh, that's a pattern actually I've just bought. It's a King Cole pattern. Not made it yet, obviously. I need to show you some patterns I've just bought. But they're in the other room. So you'll have to wait. It's pattern 5144 and it is a brand new pattern, so you will find it. It's a King Cole pattern. And it's done in the Giza or Giza cotton 4-ply. I'm not saying mine will be in cotton. I had a phase where I bought lots and lots of wool or whatever, it was cotton or bamboo, all sorts of things that came from China. And you bought them in little packages, you know, and I don't know what I thought I was going to make with them. I think it was when I was in my baby clothes making era. And so they're all nicely packed away in a big plastic container in the garage. So I was thinking that, you know, I could maybe do something, either a shawl in stripes or You know, something like that if I had enough to do the one colour at the bottom, and then I'd have different colours for the stripes at the top. It's in my thoughts, Well, my friend Kelly, she's doing very well. She's been offered a place starting in September, working in a school, which is well done, Kelly. And she's gone to oh, what is it? Some kind of a park today with the kids, so I hope it stayed dry for her long enough, you know. She's gone with her brother and his kiddie. So I hope it's not thundered and lightened on her. I was going to go down to see her this weekend, but she's had a very, very tiring week. She's looking after her friend's 2 boys as well as her own 2 boys, so, you know, 4 boys, you can gather, can't you? Very tiring looking after 4 small boys. And but she has been dyeing yarn, so I'm hoping she's going to do a video showing you what she's been making. I think she's posted photos on her, maybe on her Instagram, I don't know. I can't get Instagram. I can get it, but it won't update. I only ever seem to see the same people over and over again. And I haven't found how you navigate around it. I'll have to get somebody to, well, Kelly comes next time, I'll have to get her to navigate, or maybe I'll have to take it round to her house, because when she starts work in September, I'll have to wait for school holidays. And even then she won't be able to come because she'll have the kiddies off school as well. Oh well, we'll get together sometime, yeah. We will, won't we, Kelly? Oh dear. Well, there's not a lot been going on, as I said. It sounds like it's been exciting, but it really hasn't been exciting. I've been looking after the dog next door, Buddy. His dad's had to go back to work now, you know, since, you know, I told you Julia passed, didn't I? So he would be on his own, Buddy, all day long, so I started going in to let him out of the garden for a wee. And then one day I happened to say to him, do you want to come with me? And so he did. So now every time I go to open the door, instead of waiting for me to take him out to the back garden for his wee, he comes out the front door like, here I am, I'm coming with you. I don't mind, he's been good company. So he's been here with me for a couple of, he's not here at the weekends because his dad's at home. And, oh my goodness, it's throwing it down again. That'll quieten the music down a little, won't it? Although if they're hard and true rock and roll type people, they'll still be there, won't they, even in the rain? But I don't mind the rain. I just wish I could open the door. I like the smell of, you know, the grass and everything when it's been raining, especially when it's been dry for such a long time. You know, the smell of the trees and the smell of the grass. I can't say flowers because I've not really got any flowers. I keep meaning to take a photograph. A young couple have moved in, not quite across the road, but just a little bit further up. And she has planted the most beautiful garden. It's like an English cottage garden. And it's especially sort of planted, I think, for butterflies and bees in mind. All very beautiful flowers. And I keep meaning to go up the road and take a photo. I just hope she doesn't mind me taking one. You know, while all the flowers are still in bloom before it all dies down for the winter. But it's just the kind of garden I would love. But of course, I just don't have I've just got lawn with a bit round the edges. And I can't tend to it anyway. But I can have a word with the gardener. Sounds very posh, doesn't it? The gardener. She just comes and keeps everything in shape for me. But I would really love a beautiful garden like that. But I've only got a tiny space at the front. Oh, what on earth is that? Sounds like a siren. Don't know what that was. Anyway, like I was saying, I've only got a tiny garden because my ex-husband decided that as we had 3 cars at one time, we had to sacrifice our garden. And we did, and it's all paved now. But now I don't even have a car. I would love a garden back again, but it's one of those things, and it's going to cost an awful lot of money to reinstate a garden. and so it's going to have to stay as it is. I could get some pots, I suppose, couldn't I, and put some flowers in pots. But as they're at the front, they'd have to be very heavy pots, if you know what I'm saying, because little itchy fingers might walk away with them, you know. That's the trouble, isn't it? You know, people can't keep their fingers to themselves, can they? I mean, it's not just here, it's everywhere, isn't it? You see huge garden ornaments being stolen and you think, how on earth? They must have come with a purpose in mind, and they must have come, you know, with a truck or something to even move such big ornaments, but they do, they steal them all the time. And they steal people's flagstones and things that cost I don't know, you know what flagstones are, in paving stones, you know what they are, like ornamental big flag things that people make a driveway out of. They come and steal those, because if they're old flagstones, you know, that have been repurposed, then they're quite valuable and they cost a lot of money, so they disappear as well. Ornamental metal gates disappear. I'm glad I don't have any of these things. Nobody seems to fancy anything in my tatty garden, thank goodness. Yeah, I may or may not be inheriting, what do you call it? Something like a bird bath or fountain or whatever you want to call it that was the next door. I don't know quite where I'm going to put it because it might be a bit heavy to go on the decking, but it would be nice to have like a water feature. Maybe I could put it at the bottom of the garden, but then I couldn't plug it in, could I? Because it needs to be plugged in, you know, to get the water effect coming up and whatever. But it would be nice for the birds, you know, to be able to come and have a drink or something, you know, have a bath. Ooh, really raining now. Really, really raining now. I hope it scatters all the rock and rollers, because it's going to get louder as the night goes on. Anyway, people, I think that's all I've got to say to you this time. As I say, I'm sorry I've been missing, and I will try and hopefully have a bit more energy. If they handed it out on prescription, I'll be up at the GP's right away. But unfortunately, they don't. I'm trying to eat more healthily to hope I get some more energy. You know, there's different things. Trying to eat healthily is different than dieting, I must say. There's nothing worse than a fat girl like me being told she needs to diet, because that just rubs you up the wrong way. Inside your head, you know you need to diet, but it has to come from within. So if you've got any friends that are a bit on the chunky side, please don't suggest diets. Don't say, are you sure you should be eating that? Or, how many calories has that got in it? I suffered a marriage like that, and it doesn't help. It goes the opposite way. The more people say to me, oh, there's lots of calories in that, you shouldn't be having that, or, oh, you shouldn't be drinking diet drinks because there's so much sugar in it and you're diabetic, things like that. No. I go into a defence mode. I go into a la 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 la, I don't want to know. Stop talking to me. Go away. Yeah. I mean, I must admit, I did do it slightly to one of my friends, Jenny. But it wasn't because I was concerned about her weight. She got hospitalised with something wrong with her stomach. So I must admit I was a bit of a food police with her, but it wasn't calorie-wise. I was just sort of saying to her, are you sure you should be having that? Is that on your diet sheet? A diet sheet as in not in a losing weight diet sheet. It was a diet sheet as in look after your stomach diet sheet, you know? So if you're watching, Jenny, I wasn't criticising you for what you were eating. I was just worried you were going to finish up with a bad stomach again and finish up back in hospital. So that's the only time I think I've been guilty of what do you think you're eating that for, you know? Every time she went anywhere, be sure you were ordering something that you're allowed to eat. And I must have sounded like a right old nag. But, as I say, that was nothing to do with her diet. I wasn't bothered about her weight. People are what they are to me. If you're overweight, fine. If you're skinny, fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I believe that thin people also get this sort of shaming. You know, shouldn't you put a bit of weight on? You're looking very skinny. Things like that. I've only had that once in my life, and that was when I was anorexic. Believe it or not. When I was going through marriage difficulties, I just couldn't eat. Everything made me feel sick. And I didn't deliberately withhold food or anything. It wasn't a sort of, I don't know what it was. It probably was some kind of mental issue, wasn't it? But every time I put food in my mouth, I just felt sick. And I just couldn't. My mother was really worried about me at the time. She kept getting me poaching little bits of fish, you know, in milk or something. Just nibble on this bit of fish. Just have a little nibble at that. And I'd try my hardest, you know, for her. And I would eat a little bit of it. But then that would probably be the only thing I would eat all day. But as I say, when my marriage ended, the weight came back again. And the drinking stopped. Yes, that's another part of my life you don't know about, isn't it? I was drinking really hard, really heavy when my marriage was going through all the troubles because I was blotting it out. And it was only when my marriage sort of ended I thought, what are you drinking for? This is just so stupid. I wasn't drinking for the effect it was giving me. I was drinking just to blot everything out, yeah. So I didn't turn alcoholic. You've got... I did probably do a lot of damage to my body with my drinking, but I've been sober now for, 20, 25 years now. And it's only been about the last 5 or 6 that I felt confident enough to have a drink. But that was all I will have is a drink, yeah. If I decide to have a rum and coke, I put like that much rum in the bottom of a tall glass and that much coke. Yeah. Don't want to go along that path anymore. No. You can probably hear the rain now, can't you? It's really hammering. It's hailstoning. It's bouncing hailstones. Oh wow! That should shut the rockers up for a bit. Terrible, aren't I? Anyway, now you've seen a section of me and heard a bit more about my life. If you're around tonight, that's this Saturday the 28th, I will be live at 9 o'clock as usual. I need to find something to crochet because hopefully between now and then I'll have finished the white cardigan, maybe not sewn a button on it, that's expecting a little too much of me, but find something more, easy to start crocheting. Because the blanket's getting nearly to the right size now, and that will be stopping soon. And then I'll have the edging to do on it. But I like something mindless to crochet while I'm chatting, because I have to read the comments down the side as well. I mean, somebody put a comment on saying, how on earth do you talk to yourself for 5 hours? I said, it's usually only 3 actually. But I don't talk to myself. I've got everybody in the side of the... I don't know whether you can, if you ever watch it back, if you've missed it, I don't know whether you can actually see all the conversations going on down the side. Because I've got a wonderful set of friends, and they're all making friends, and they're all chatting to each other down the side. And it's so nice because, that's what it's all about, isn't it? The community, the crafting community should stick together. They should be kind to each other and everything. I mean, I think I've told you before, I stopped going on Ravelry forums because of that, because there was too much bitchiness. I can't do with that. I don't see any point in being bitchy. If you don't like something that somebody's made, don't like a video that somebody's made, just move along. Move along. There's no need to be cruel. There's no need to say something nasty about what they've made or what they've done. No need. No need at all. Just keep your opinions to yourself. Unless, of course, they're good ones. And we all like praise, don't we? We all like somebody to say, well done, that looks wonderful. That looks lovely. So, if you can't say anything sincere, don't say anything at all. That's all I'm going to say to you. Because by and large, my friends, both real life and on the net, are wonderful people. And I cherish every one of you because you're just lovely people. And by and large, on my channel anyway, everybody's lovely to each other. And that's how it should be. If you want to come on a Saturday night live, make some friends. There's lots of friends there that will make friends with you. Admittedly, we do get trolled at times by some silly little children or teenagers that get bored, but we soon get rid of those. They don't stay very long. Oh God, it started up again. I'm going before it gets any louder. I'll see you all later. Bye for now.